Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk Books. So today I'm going to be reviewing a book that I wish I had a physical copy of because the cover is just gorgeous, okay? Inconceivable by Tegan Wren. And it's just tell me not. Tell me it's not beautiful. It's like one of my favorite covers of all time. The publisher kindly enough gave me this book to review for you guys, so I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much to Curosity Quills Press. I will link their website down below so you could check out any of their other books that they publish. So this story follows a girl named Hattie. She moved from the States to the UK. She has an internship at this newspaper. One night she goes to a karaoke bar and she meets a handsome prince named John, who happens to be the prince. And when she first meets him, he doesn't give off that prince demeanor. I mean, not that often you meet a prince, but he just turns out to be such a normal guy and he's really funny. And she's surprised that he actually has an interest in her. She is a little insecure, especially about her body, because in the UK where she's at, a lot of people seem to be more on a really, really thin side, and she's not. So right away sparks fly, and they just flirt and flirt and flirt all night long. So it turns out that her editor wants her to cover the royal family, which complicates things because now them two are starting to date and they're getting really, really close and connected. You know, being a reporter, it's kind of tricky when you're involved with a prince. Instead of writing the headlines, she is part of the headlines, and she's not used to being in front of the camera and getting followed by the paparazzi and kind of having all eyes on her. So it's a lot to kind of take in. But then again, she's really falling in love with this guy. And he just happens to be a prince, and there's a lot of baggage that comes with that, with his family. And as their relationship progresses, she doesn't really know her place in his life, and she doesn't know if she should stick to being a journalist. So the story just really focuses a lot on their relationship and how they get through a lot of hard times. A lot of this is really complicated, and when you are with someone in the royal family, they have to produce a heir, and she can't. It's very difficult for her. The story is about their journey through being a couple, but also the complications of everything that's going on in their life and having to deal with his family and the pressure of trying to have a child, and it becomes very complicated, and not everything is perfect even after you say I do. My expectations for this book, I thought for sure, and yes, at times it was, I thought for sure it would be very, very in your face, lovey-dovey, and just so perfect, and so I love you, you're amazing, like just very just all around perfect love, perfect relationship. I think because anything royal or anything that has to do with a royal family in pop culture or in TV, a lot of it is very perfect, and that's kind of what I was expecting in some way. And I thought, oh, you know, it's gonna be very insta love, and yes, it sort of was, but it was done in such a good way to where it really felt believable. As soon as they saw each other and they met, like, you knew the connection was there. I liked how she really focused a lot on different things that normal couples fight about or nitpick about, and it wasn't all perfect. And even really early on in the relationship, they had disagreements, they had arguments, and it was just, I don't know, again, it was just so normal. So I really just love the way that she showcased their relationship and all their ups and downs, and just felt very organic. Even before they had infertility issues, it still felt very real, which is what I really like, and which is what I like to see in book couples. Hattie was a character that sometimes, you know, she was a little annoying at times, especially when it came to like her weight. She always had to make it known that she just didn't love her body, and I still wish that she would have been a little more accepting of her body. He always was there for her, and he always said, you know, you're perfect, you're beautiful, and I love that he always made her feel that way. I just wish that I saw a little more progress in that. I know that's not what the story was about, but I just wish to see a little more of that involved, because it was made known a few times that she just felt fat and not feeling her best. And to my surprise too, John was really normal as well. I thought he was going to be really, really proper. Because sometimes in books, when they show a character who is from England, they're just super, super just proper and like very neat and put together. And yes, he was that, but he was also just a really chill guy, and I like that as well. But he's someone who deals with a lot of pressure to be the prince and be the best he could be for his family. It's not, he just doesn't do things for himself. I think Hattie brought that out in him, which again was just really sweet and really nice. The way that this story was written, it seemed very jumpy, very fast paced. They were still a believable couple. It's just that there were certain moments, at least 2 key moments I wish were not skipped. I'm not going to obviously get into that because that's a spoiler. I wish this book was more new adult, in my opinion. Haven't read new adult in a long time, and I want in certain moments to be a little more new adult. Specifically one scene, and I was really sad that a certain scene was skipped. I really wanted to read it, but that's just me. Nonetheless, I really liked the way that she wrote this book and the way that the progress was shown, and how they develop so much as characters and as a couple. Obviously, I think my favorite part of this book, which is the true meaning as to why I wanted to read this book, was because it was dealing with infertility, and I don't see that enough in books, at least in a book that would be considered new adult. When I was done and I read about the author, you just knew this author really poured her heart and soul out into this book, and that's why it came through so strongly in the way that Hattie felt and John felt about trying to have a child, and just everything that you have to go through. I have families who have been through this exact same thing, and I just know the hurt that they had. So it really just came through beautifully. It's hard enough to go through these moments alone or with your husband or just with your close family and friends, but it's even harder to deal with it in the tabloids, and to know that the whole world knows that you're struggling. Their whole journey as a couple was very, very beautiful, and I loved it. Seeing the hardship that happens in a marriage, you know, at times this story definitely broke my heart, and I really, really felt for these characters a lot. Overall, I'm giving this book a 4-star rating out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. An important book for a lot of couples and women to relate to. I think you guys will definitely enjoy it, especially if you're someone who loves royal books or movies and that's something that you're really into, then you would really love this. It had a lot of elements that I look for in a book, in a romance. My favorite part was just how raw and organic this book was, and loving and heartbreaking at the same time. Also, I want to mention that half of the proceeds go to Baby Quest and half the Sky Foundation, which is for women who are dealing with infertility. I think that is such a selfless thing to do, and it definitely brings awareness to these organizations that I did not even know about. So I would highly recommend you purchase this book. I'll leave all the links down below to where you could purchase this. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. I'll talk to you later. Bye.